tear exchange. It's going to increase your oxygen. So this poor gentleman went through, unfortunately didn't have a seatbelt on, went through the front of his windscreen in an accident. But you know, we can rehabilitate them. Fantastic for keratoconus. Same again, you've got these compromised eyes. We need to give them as much oxygen as possible. One of the great things about these lenses is the handling. So, you know, you get patients with really tight eyes, tight small sockets or deep sockets. They just cannot get sealed scleral lens in. They can't get their lids wide enough. And when they do pop it in, they're going to lose a lot of fluid most of the time. The beautiful thing about these is the patient looks down and just slip it up over the top lid. That's it. So you don't, so if you've got a small aperture, these lenses is fantastic. So, you know, for these young kids who've had multiple issues, mum and dad can easily get these lenses in and out. Fantastic for those who've got, you know, bad handling issues. They can actually get these lenses in and out. So this is a fascinating eye here, where we fit it again with a fenestrated scleral. This particular lady, as you can see, can barely see. So we made her a ptosis scleral lens. So there's a ledge here, so she can hook her lids up. You know, it's going to give her vision. Obviously, the lenses are going to dry out and become smeary, but she can use drops, or she'll unhook her lid, but at least she can function. Fantastic, you know, like any scleral lens is a fantastic protector and give great visual acuity. Bell's palsy, so I have a lady who just cannot blink her eye. So she wears her lens for 23 and a half hours, gas burn, scleral, fenestrated. In the morning takes it out, has a shower, cleans her lens and pops it back in again. Because of the exposure, she just can't believe that she can now function without, you know, obviously the front of the lens is going to dry out and become smeary, but at least she can function and her eye's not decaying. And you can see the smeariness here. This is a crazy situation where this gentleman in Melbourne has extremely dry eyes. So the surgeon has taken salivary glands out and inserted them up into his upper lids. Now the problem with that is when he is getting hungry or he exercises, he gets all this saliva come in, and of course the saliva starts eating into his cornea. And it's like crazy. So we did a segment for the media, and he was getting hungry and all this saliva's coming down, and so we fitted him with a pair of gas burn fenestrated sclerals, and he can function, he can have quality of life. I think eventually he had the glands reversed. I mean, this is the crazy extent that people go to. We see at our local children's hospital, we see all the kids who are phakic, and we fit them with a smaller version of the gas burn fenestrated. Now the beautiful thing about these is so these are, you know, in a scleral lens, these are like plus 34 diopters. So nice big optics. So even if the lens decenters slightly, the child's still got fantastic visual acuity. Goes in the morning, comes out tonight, sleep in it during the day, 3 fenestrations, teach mum and dad how to get it in. The lens does not decenter. So, you know, it's fantastic. Put it in, child can see, then we can do patching if required. Down syndromes with phakia as well. So they're just, it's just a fantastic lens, healthy. We just don't have complications, and handling, you know, so my youngest patient is 4 weeks old, so the patient's easy. Teaching mum and dad how to get the lens in and out is a challenge, but it's just fantastic. So why wouldn't we just fit an amazing lens like this? Well, there is a lot of chair time. There's obviously an element of expertise and craziness that goes with it. But the oxygen level that we're supplying to our patients is beyond what you're going to get with a sealed scleral lens. It is, it's very satisfying when you get these, you start with these babies and then, you know, they're 12, 14, 15 years older and they've progressed either to an IOL or they've progressed to a corneal lens. And, you know, you've minimised their amblyopia and you've given them fantastic quality of vision. But if we didn't do it, their amblyopia would be significantly an issue. So here's just some examples of, you know, where we need to make these bubbles smaller, but you might find on initial fit they're just going to settle and that's going to become smaller anyway. And they're just fantastic for these compromised eyes. But there'll be a lot more tomorrow when we get hands-on. Chandra, are we doing questions now or later? Okay. All right, thank you very much.